Hello, welcome to another episode of Eat to Explore with Rowena. And today we are exploring Singapore, my neighboring country. Um, Singapore actually used to be part of Malaysia, and then it gained its independence, and now it's a prosperous country and a mecca for amazing food. And today we are actually will be cooking one of the dishes. As always, you have a booklet to learn about Singapore, its history, geography, language, art, food, and we also now have playlists, music playlists, and movies to watch. Uh, in the box, you got three recipes. We will be making the soy chicken, my favorite, my kid's favorite too. And then we also have satay and Singapore fried noodles. For Singapore box, you got this actually a basting bottle where you can actually use it for the satay to if you want to drill some oil onto it while you are grilling the chicken. And we have sauces too. We're going to use the Hainanese soy sauce for the chicken. So let's start. Before we start, I'd like to thank Melissa's for this beautiful produce vegetables. We have gailan, which is actually Chinese broccoli, and they give me this elephant garlic, so unique garlic to saute the gailan, and also spring onion that goes into the chicken, the soy chicken. All right, shall we start? Okay, step one, we are going to prep all the vegetables. We have gailan here, and then of course the ginormous elephant garlic because it's so big. I'm gonna just pick a one large one like this, and that will be good for this dish. And then we also have spring onion, which we're gonna trim the ends and cut. So let's start with the spring onion. So about six, a little bit more, it's fine. If you get a bunch, and I would just keep a bunch and use them all. Now trim both ends, and I'm gonna cut half into kind of a big slices like this. This is gonna go into the chicken, okay? And then the other half, we're just going to thinly slice. So cut them in half like this, and then just slice them, put them in a bowl. You use this for garnish and also with vegetables. Okay. Next, we are going to trim the gailan. Put this aside. And then for the gailan, this is actually, it's called Chinese broccoli. You just have to trim the end. We're going to blanch it and then pour some garlicky sauce to it. So just serve it whole. Sometimes I like to sort of trim off the stem a little bit so that this really tough skin is taken off, and it'll be nice and soft inside. So a little bit like this, just kind of slice it off. See, like this has really big kind of tough root, so you can just trim off the skin a little bit, not too much. You can also use a peeler. So another way to do this is use a peeler. Just peel off. This is actually a lot easier. Just peel off the ends. There you go. I kind of peel off usually with asparagus as well, because especially the ends sometimes get really tough. All right, there you go. This is already pre-washed. Put this aside. And now we are going to mince and as always, I love to compost my food scrap using mill. I always include that link in my website. I kind of get rid of all my food waste, and it turns into beautiful soil for my garden. And even garlic peel can be put in there. Okay, now we are going to mince the garlic. Again, instead of two, I'm using a giant one. Also, always kind of like squish it a little bit. Push it with the back of your knife. That releases the oil, and that's kind of what makes it really nutritious. So this is a big garlic. We're gonna mince it. Of course, you can use a garlic mincer or do it the traditional way. Just slice it up and mince it using your chef knives. I find it very easy when I just kind of hold it on one end and just go back and forth and push it together again, and just keep doing it until you got nice minced garlic. All right. There you go. All right, now we're going to put this aside. We're going to use this for the garlic sauce with the kailan. Okay, next step. Okay, step two, we are going to start cooking the chicken. So we have a big pot here. I can't find the chicken legs, so I actually bought chicken thigh and chicken feet. So same thing. We are just gonna put the chicken in the pot. Gonna put this in, and we're gonna put the scallion. And then we're gonna add the honey soy sauce. Just sort of put them all over. And I actually like to add some water. I got 1 cup of water here. 1 cup of water. I'm just gonna put a little water in here to take everything out of the packet. So then 1 cup water. Okay, so I'm marinating this, and skin down for the thigh, and cover it and let it sit for about 4-5 minutes and let it marinate before we start boiling it. All right, step 3, while the chicken's being cooked, I'm going to cook the rice. So 1.5 cup of jasmine rice. This is 100% pure jasmine rice. So 1.5 cup. Yeah, cooking is kind of fun for kids to learn too. Like, okay, you give them a half cup, and then ask them to say, if I want 1.5 cup, how many cups do I need for a half cup? So it's a math and great way and fun way to learn. So we're now gonna rinse this off and then add 2.25 cup water. Yeah, rinse the rice. And since we're making a chicken rice, and which is actually, instead of water, I have a chicken broth. Okay, so we're gonna pour the chicken broth in the pot with the rinsed rice and a pinch of salt. And then now we're gonna cook it, boil it, and then cover it up and let it cook. So you see my chicken's being cooked right now. So I'm gonna turn it a little bit just so that it's evenly cooked and coated with the sauce. It's basically like a poached chicken in soy sauce marinade. So just let it slowly cook until it's nice and tender. And you can just make sure you turn it once. All right. Okay. I'm going to cover this. And you see my chicken rice has been cooked as well. So while this is cooked, wait for a few more minutes before we do the kailan. Okay, now we're going to cook the kailan. 1 tablespoon olive oil and salt. Let it boil, and then we're gonna add the kailan. Okay, now the water is boiling, and I'm just gonna slowly put in my kailan. All right. Just make sure it's submerged into the boiling water. So cook it for like, 2 to 3 minutes. You can turn it a little bit, make sure it's all well covered. And let it boil. Okay. And once you see the water boiling, you can even, if you like, pierce using a knife into the heart. Make sure that it actually cooked through. You don't want it to be overcooked. So yeah, this is a little bit more time. So just gonna let it cook a little bit longer. Okay, when it's done, just put them aside onto a platter or a serving bowl. Make sure you drain all that. And how pretty it is. Okay. And then we're gonna do the sauce. Okay, so do the sauce. We're gonna some olive oil or oil. We're gonna put the garlic. I have a lot of garlic from that elephant garlic that I got from Melissa. I'm gonna put a little bit extra oil because of that. I actually like it a little brown, so it has that charred garlic flavor. Okay, now I am going to. Now I'm gonna add it's nice and a little brown. Gonna add my sauce mixture. It's actually oyster sauce, half cup of water, some cornstarch, and also a little bit of sugar. All right. Let's do onion in here. Now, if it's still sticky like this, you can add some water, some more water. There you go. And then we're gonna add this to the kailan. Make sure everything is sort of like you scrape it down. Okay. Like lots of spring onion. I'm gonna add more of them. And now this is gonna pour over the kailan. All right, look at that. Now we're ready to serve. All right, here you go. Your poached soy chicken, your kailan with garlic sauce, and your chicken rice. This is a classic Singaporean hawker food, and it is delicious. So enjoy. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Eat to Explore. We just finished exploring Singapore soy chicken, one of my favorite, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope it will be your family favorite too. So until next time, another episode, another country. So thank you again for joining us at Eat to Explore with Rowena. Bye.